Hello and welcome. My name's Alistair Leith, and in this tutorial we're going to look at joining the two halves of a moon together. In other words, making a mosaic. Quite a simple one, but I'll tell you briefly the story. I've got a Canon DSLR, and my setup only allows me to take half images of the sun or the moon. I'm not going to go into details about. I use special equipment to image the sun with the DSLR, so I'm not going to try and do it with a normal camera. Chances are, if you do that without proper filters, you'll burn your camera out and possibly even blind yourself. So that's another story, and there's a tutorial about that on the in the paid area of the Academy. This is a free course that we're doing here, so I'm just going to quickly run through how we do that. So just going in to pick the images that I've been doing, and you'll see what I mean in a minute. There's one earlier that I tried merging with Photoshop. It worked to a point, but not particularly well. I've been wrestling with this for a while. It's not easy to do, but this software here that I'll introduce you to in just a second does reasonably well. It's called Fitzwork. It's freeware available off the internet, and I'll make resources available to show you where you can get that after. But if you Google Fitzwork astronomy software, that should come up. It's a German site, I will warn you, but there is a flick thing to get to whichever language you speak to download the software. So here is what we have. We've got two parts of the moon, and what we'd like is ideally to link that, or join that part to the other part to make a half decent shot. So what I'm going to do is, the way it works here is we've got to click on this icon, the image registration cross correlation, and depending on how good you are, how accurate you are, you've got to pick some features which are on both pictures. So I need to pick on something here. I've been using this feature for most of the practices, so I'm going to use it again here, and then same one. Actually, let's just double check I've got that right. Oh yeah, sorry, lost my bearings slightly. Yep, I am here, and I am here. That's where I am. I've only done this 1,000 times. Right, and I'm also decided to use that feature down there. You've got to be quite careful. I'm hurrying this one through to get it spot on. And then that one there. So what you've got is that feature's married up to that one, and that one's married up to that one. They're both the same lunar feature. So what we're going to do now is, obviously if you clicked anywhere on that crater, well, it wouldn't work here anyway, but anywhere down here or down here, if it didn't match up exactly, it wouldn't work so well. So now that's been done, image combining, and make mosaic, and yes, we'll adjust the contrast. This doesn't always work, and sometimes it'll be a case whereby it looks a bit smudged, in which case what I'm going to do is proceed with it, because if you have more success or manage to join them, the other part of this tutorial will also be of help to you. So and I'm making it a freebie this one, so it's not like I'm charging for it, so and even if we do it, we're not asking a fortune. But here we are, we're just waiting for this circular thing to finish its business, and then we can proceed and save the image. And I'm really cringing as to how this is going to come out. There we are. That it's not too bad. For some reason it seems to look okay that side and a bit botched the other side. Never really so sure as to how and why that is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come out of there and see if I can choose a feature further over the way here to the left, because it's happened before. What's going to be the easiest thing to pick on here? Something that's I shall try that feature there, and I'm going to move that over to the same. There. So roughly about where it is. So just looking while I'm here to see, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Try that. Smaller the feature the better. It's harder to target, but if you can get it spot on, it should be a better fit. and let's see if I can mosaic that. If this one doesn't work spot on, and I'm going to proceed with the processing anyway to show you how to get rid of a couple of things on here which might be handy for other courses you might do, or other things you might do. Takes you a bit of time, but then this is on a laptop. It's a 4 gig laptop, which I don't know what the specs are in this day and age, but that was top of the range when I bought it, and still it struggles. So it must be getting old. But what it's going to produce in a few, here we are, is this, which I suppose is a marginal improvement on what we had. Okay, we'll run with that and see what happens. Yeah, okay, it's better than what I've had before. Not perfect, but better. So if we go to File and Save As with that image there, and I'm going to just simply call it Moon Mosaic Raw, so I can find it, and we'll save that, and that's it. I'm done with this lot now. These can close, and then the trick now is to find that on my desktop. There it is. I'm just going to simply drag it down to here and bush it into here, and there we go. Right, not too bad, not brilliant, but let's see what we can do with it. Firstly, I'm going to do is tidy it up a bit with a crop. So I've just clicked on the crop routine here, and I'm just going to scroll down and scroll across, and the first thing I want to do is remove this jaggedy, obviously it's been mosaic, we know that, but it's just a case of getting rid of the watermarks, if that's the correct term, and get as close to it as possible. That's it. Hit enter to delete that off, and here we are. It's still not spot on, but I'm going to show you a trick hopefully to smooth this black area out, this black background. So if we go to image adjustments, and then I'm going to go across to levels, and then I'm going to use this nifty tool, which you will meet quite a lot in your astronomy career, especially if you go into astrophotography. There we are, just pushing that across. So if you come further back, it makes it brighter, basically just to give you an idea of what that does, but I'm just going to smooth over the black background. There we are. I don't want to overdo it. That's quite vicious down here, so there we are. Right, that's that. So the next stage now is to see if I can bring out more detail. So image adjustments, these three here, auto-tone, auto-contrast, give them a go. Auto-tone, that's not too bad, I might even keep that. Edit and then undo auto-tone. You're going to get some hot spots, but then auto-tone and auto-contrast are pretty good if you've got an image of the stars and you can't see too much in it. Hitting that's a bit like a magic wand, it can bring things out. It's trial and error, you've always got the get out clause if you want. So what I'm going to do though is I'm going to go across to curves. So image adjustments and curves is where I'm going to go. So please pardon if you can hear any noise in the background. My kids have been sorted out for their bed while I'm quickly doing this. I just wanted to make it available for you, and trying to get a quiet moment in the house, as you can imagine, is difficult, so I don't have a recording studio. So there we are, and all I'm doing is I'm just moving these curves around, as you can plainly see. This is trial and error, there's no right or wrong answer to this. You can put it right down and get that effect, which alright the way up, and there I kind of like like a sort of hint of green in there as well for some reason. I guess it's each person to their own, and just sort of tease whatever you can out of it. This also kind of works what we're doing. If you've got an image that's got too much brightness in it, you can tone it down using this sort of thing. The only thing I'm trying to avoid is the hot spots, but not much I can do there at the minute without getting technical. The idea is just to show a simple way of sorting this out. So adjustments again, and I'm going to pop back into brightness and contrast, and now I've already sorted out the issue with the background. That's been fixed. Can I sort out anything else? So it's quite a fairly subtle image, taking the shot of the moon is never going to be easy in terms of having uniformity across the surface. It never looks like that with the best will in the world. You're going to have hot spots up there and not so bad down below. But the point is, you get the idea. You've now just seen this being formed from two halves of a picture, and now you're seeing it. Yeah, I think that's probably about as good as I can get it, really. It's not spot on. So I'm going to bring this out a bit more. Let me tell you what I'm going to do. Image, adjustments, and then go back into curves again. Curves is really quite... What I'm going to do is, if I can push it up, that's probably about it there. Yes, there, right. And can I compromise? No, making it worse. As I say, this is just trial and error. And there are people who are probably shouting at me now because they're expert images or image processors. Okay, there we go. I think the term "quit while I'm ahead" comes to mind. I'm actually quite happy with that image there. So I'm going to click on OK to that, and I'm going to save that. And save that as a raw JPEG. I'm going to take out raw now because it's a lunar mosaic completed. And save. OK to that. And job done. I quite like it, but I suppose it looks like the moon's just been attacked by meteors or something up there. But I kind of like it, and this is one of the beauties with imaging the full moon, because there's always too much light coming from it to do anything intrinsically useful with it. But with Photoshop and with a bit of skill, you can get something out of it, and that's not too bad. So I'm going to leave it at that. And I'm going to thank you for watching, and again, please excuse me for any of the background noise you've heard, but then again, we're doing this as a freebie. It's not as noisy in the Academy work because that's all been done while they've all gone out shopping, but I wanted to get this done for you. A few people have asked for it, and here it is as a freebie without compliments. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope it's been informative for you. Clear skies.